believe YouTube is still not showing. There it is. Looks like we're set. All right, so I'll go ahead and say happy Monday to everybody once again. Welcome back to the markets. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Hope y'all were able to enjoy, rest, and relax from last week. And we'll see what the market's offering for us today. So without further ado, my name is Jarad. This is Engineering the Markets. It is June 28th, 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have today. All right, so last week we talked about this idea of the market inside of a trading range. And we've been in this trading range for an extended period of time. It's a relatively large trading range that can be seen on something like the weekly. And we've kind of chopped our way through this trading range over time. We've had some volatile drops from the highs. We've also had this short-term rising wedge that we were able to trade and sort of mark as an opportunity into the FOMC meeting. And now we are starting to slowly breach our way out of this trading range. Now, what happened in the past is obviously sort of this breakout concept, but as with everything, we want to sort of treat it with a little bit of skepticism until we see a lot of things that are aligning in our favor. And ultimately, we're taking advantage of short-term movements throughout the trading range until we can start to ultimately trend back to the upside. Or if we do fall back into the trading range, then we sort of know what our analysis looks like, and we know some of the risk parameters to the downside, specifically if we are to move much lower from some of the swing lows that have been set last week. Now, last week, if you joined us near the end of our discussions, we also looked at the SPX. And the reason we did so is we like the idea of some sort of expected move week to week, in anticipation of what the market should do with some sort of statistical probability. And the idea behind this was, if the markets were to stay in the expected move, this is sort of normal procedure. Markets sort of calculate a range relative to option pricing that week. And usually this is done on the Friday closure, specifically in the SPX, which is what we're using. And when we get this range, we're seeing if the market wishes to deviate from that, closing either significantly below or significantly above that range. That would be a breach of the expected move and a close specifically outside of the expected move. Or are we simply moving outside of this range and coming back in? And this is, once again, relatively normal behavior. It's okay to exceed the range, but as long as the market closes back within it, usually that sort of fits the parameters of expected move. This is the idea that you're going to close within the range as opposed to close significantly outside of it. Now, what happened last week, and something we discussed as a possible alternate thesis, is this idea that if the market were to get outside of the high of the expected move, and you can see I have left it marked as sort of that 42.56 area. That's the expected move high for the acronym. If we were to close above this, or if we were to start to move outside of this range, the market has the propensity to continue moving in that direction. And some people may think of this more as a breakout of some sort of resistance. They think of it more like a normal level in the option pricing. But really, it should be treated a little bit differently. The concept here is that the market is trying to define risk relative to expected movement in the pricing of this instrument, being the option market. And when you exceed this risk, markets often have to prepare themselves for additional risk. They have to hedge relative to a lot of traders investors, firms placing risk in these ranges. So as you start to move outside, specifically if you move outside quickly within the week that you're defining that risk, then you can start to see the market essentially becoming inefficient. And markets like to be efficient. They like to be in balance. They like to essentially trade ranges. Supply and demand imbalances should be low, specific to market auction theory and staying within sort of your value zones. But when markets start to become inefficient, that's usually a sign that we're either searching for new value. This usually is some sort of range breakout or range compression into a breakout. Or in the case of the option market, we're actually exceeding the expected. And that inefficiency can continue because usually markets in some sort of balance or in an efficient model will remain that way until they aren't. And at that point, they also remain inefficient for a period of time, leading to volatile sessions. So what does this all mean? How can we use this? What can we prepare for this week? I would say that we're seeing the first significant breach of the expected move in quite a period of time. Now, I do not have the previous expected move highs and lows week to week on the SPX, but what I can do is go ahead and map those and show that we've been efficient in regards to this expected move for a long time. We've had breaches here and there, but these breaches are normally returned into the expected move before we close. And specifically, these breaches have occurred with other sectors sort of facilitating the breaches. So some of these more volatile sessions back in early May, this was a time when the market was trying to become inefficient. And this is the idea behind volatility. Usually when the markets are inefficient, option markets have to expand the expected move because they anticipate the market to be more range expansive. The ranges overall in the market are increasing. So you have to price your models according to that. You have to price your option contracts according to that risk. And hopefully things start to compress over time and start to get back into that efficient model. You can see this with other indices. You can see this with things like the VIX. You can see things with the VVIX, which is that whole idea of market participants anticipating something more volatile and paying up for hedges in the VIX. We were seeing a lot of spikes in the VVIX, and the spikes were holding. So the market was anticipating volatility to come, and it was going to be extended. Now, we haven't quite seen that outside of a couple of periods of time, and specifically the FOMC causing sort of a break in the inflationary trade that has been ongoing for a while. You can think of financials, which saw that deep drop. This has already started to recover relative to price, but we do have some sort of technical, I would say, deviations from the normal uptrend. And we are coming into what is normally a general area of resistance. I would expect financials to maybe be a little bit choppy and or just start to compress this range moving forward. We've had a nice bounce. We've seen 5 days of trending action. Ultimately, markets like to rest after this period of time. You can see that on the weekly. We talked significantly about the 20-period expected move, 20-period moving average on the weekly, providing a nice bounce opportunity. That has been seen in other sort of inflationary type trades, the industrial seeing a nice bounce. Materials, not so much, but also one of the more oversold areas. This is sort of that cause for concern. We're trying to see if and which sectors are recovering from this drop, and how they recover is going to be very important moving forward, because if we see sort of a stabilization of price, we don't see a lot of directionality, specifically if we saw the financials start to flatten out, then we would have to rely on the tech sector and move into a period of, who's leading and who's lagging. Last week, we got the advantage that tech was holding and actually breaking to new all-time highs while the financials were bouncing. And this was that perfect storm of everything was moving in our favor to the upside, and the SPY took some of that advantage and started to break the trading range. This is what facilitates that expected move, not facilitating enough risk parameter, and that led to that breach to the upside, that breach that has held so far. So back to our SPX. What we've seen last week is roughly a 90-point expected move range that the market was showing to market participants that it was able to breach. It held above this 90-point range, and we actually closed about 30 points higher than the upper range. Moving into this week, you can see that I've marked the new expected move for the week ending July 2nd. And that's going to be approximately a $53 to $54 expected move from a closing price of about 42.80 in the SPX. Now, why is this a concern? We just went through a week of a 90-point expected move range, and the market was able to close wider than that range. Now we have a following week. Market has already shown that it has been inefficient in pricing this range. And now we're moving into a week where the expected move has compressed. Essentially, the lack of sort of catalytic or binary event inside of some of the economic calendar has led to some potential volatility contraction. And with this approach and the fact that the market has already breached expected move for 1 week, what could occur, and we've talked about this last week, is if we continue down this path of inefficiency, if we start to breach expected move in either direction, whether it be to the downside or the upside, those are actually not really a consideration. It's non-directional. And specifically, if we start to get relatively extended from this expected move, you want to think about 2 times the expected move. So let's say we get about 100 points from the highs or the lows. This is when markets start to shift from I normally would return to the expected move range, and that's sort of the normal approach that most people would play towards. And the market shifts into hedging activity, risk mitigation, and essentially perpetuation of the move as risk parameters start to grow in a more directional sense. So how this works is essentially we have market participants, retail and large institutions, buying and selling option contracts inside of this expected move, putting on risk relative to this range. And as we exceed that range, you have to essentially roll, mitigate, otherwise close your positions to ensure the fact that you're not getting outside of your risk parameters. But if we exceed them extensively, and you can think about this in the same sense of some sort of catalyst, like an earnings event where you have a significant gap up or gap down. Not only has the move already taken place and you've gotten far outside of your risk parameters, but usually the market will continue to build risk as new participants come in, take advantage of the momentum. They start to buy into the direction and force additional covering of what was a normal set of risk parameters. This is going to be the idea of short covering, gamma exposure, whatever you want to quantify. Usually this all takes place around the same time and is often sparked by markets that are inefficient. So all of this comes into this week's session as both a pause or a cause for concern, along with an opportunity. So the market is breaking at all-time highs. We've seen this market move through periods of risk and continue to climb to new highs day in and day out, week after week. We've seen divergences in certain areas. We've seen this constant battle of growth versus value, tech versus financials. We'll even look at some new opportunities showing up this week with a potential spark in the, I'll say, the gene editing areas of the market. There has been a news catalyst that has sparked a lot of these names to start to break out. But ultimately, what's going on under the hood and some of the internals of the market is we're seeing relatively poor breadth day in and day out. There have been days where the market has climbed on nearly, I would say, lower 25% average of volume. And this is going to be inside of your futures contracts, inside the SPY, and just overall, the market has been grinding to the upside as opposed to seeing a lot of conviction by bulls with volume. And all of this coming together with an expected move that has actually compressed from a previous week of high volatility and a breach of that expected move anyway. This, once again, this perfect storm may be brewing inside of the market. Now, we've seen some of our sectors have their nice sort of capitulation bounce. This is that dead cat bounce sort of concept where once everybody has gotten out of their long positions, once the shorts have basically piled in, and we see that high volume sort of stopping volume technically, we can see the return back to an area of value. This normally happens pretty quickly, and that's why we took some time last week to take advantage of where to expect those bounces to occur and how to play them. But we have to start asking ourselves now, is the bounce over in some of these sectors that have taken those big drops? Is tech enough to hold up this market? And if we start to see warning signs in other areas, the IWM also approaching all-time highs, I'll move this line over just to show sort of the conviction there. Is capital flowing into the IWM as opposed to the SPY, or will the IWM once again see a rejection near all-time highs? Along with, will the Qs start to come back down and pull back as they've had a really strong week? This can lead to that expected move breach, with everything sort of lining up either in a period of strength in need of a pullback, along with a period of weakness, and essentially the bounce being over. Now, if we don't get this, obviously the trend, the structure, everything has been pointing to the upside for a long time. The idea here is that we're looking to see if there's ever a point where the opposite may be true. It has been most advantageous to buy certain dips in this market, to take advantage of short-term volatility and allow for the market to sort of self-correct. But if there is a time where you want to stay on guard, it is during these volatile periods that have compressed their volatility. It is when the VIX is trading near record lows ever since the COVID lows. We can see that on, just call it a two-year weekly. These are not times to be complacent. The market feels complacent. The market feels as if nothing can take it down. And that's usually the time when things start to essentially form themselves in the opposite direction. Now, short term, each of these shorting opportunities have been short-lived. They've usually taken some sort of event to occur, whether it be interest rates, whether it be the FOMC, whether it be just some spark that allowed for a little bit of fear to come into this market. Being able to take advantage of those when they occur and knowing why they occur is often a sort of a milestone of a great trader and investor. But specifically with our overall bullish thesis on the market, knowing when the party is over, quote unquote, and knowing when to start to prepare for potential downside is also going to protect you in the long run, whether that be through hedging, whether that be through profit taking. And we've talked about some general strategies using volatility as a hedge, using some sort of inverse ETF as a short-term sort of fade play, playing value ranges, overextended versus underextended, when it makes sense, when you're in a trading range. But if we're grinding to the upside, looking for risk parameters to start to show themselves. And usually this will start to show very quickly. We'll be looking for those throughout the week, and we'll obviously keep y'all up to date if we see anything on the parameters or on the horizon. So last but not least, we talked briefly about a news event that occurred over the weekend, and we're actually seeing a potential breakout of an industry that has been in play both last year and following some of the early May return to growth stocks, which we've covered during the May session quite extensively. When you're looking at some growth industries, you're thinking something like solar, which has been seeing a bit to the upside ever since roughly mid-May. We've seen sort of that return after a sharp decline, sort of a test of whether this truly was a significant low in the market. We've seen EV stocks continue to actually hold in their upper range. And this can be seen either in specific companies like NIO, Tesla, Lee, XPEV, or just an overall sort of sector / industry ETF like Drive, which I'll use for this example. We've also seen things like semiconductors actually return back into favor. Now, this was one that was causing a bit of choppy action inside of the NASDAQ, as semiconductors do hold quite a bit of weight as an overall industry. But we have seen some catalysts with regards to NVIDIA and their stock split, which has seen essentially about a 25 to 30% gain ever since the announcement of that split. We've also seen some news out of AMD, and then other semiconductor manufacturers, think TSM. A lot of them have been holding some of their previous 2020 gains quite well. They actually continue to trend, maybe more so on a weekly time frame than some of the daily trends, which have been lost over time. But now we're actually seeing a new potential opportunity inside of gene editing. Now, for this, I'll be using a couple of ETFs just to analyze what may be occurring. And the fact that we have this news event, it's actually a sort of lagging catalyst of something that's been occurring for a period of time in the month of May and June. So for this, I'm using PBE, which is just the Invesco Biotech ETF. Contains a lot of the gene editing stocks. You can also look at something like Genome, which is the Global X sort of version of this ETF. And then a lot of people are actually more familiar with ARC-G, which is the Cathie Wood ETF for genomics. Now, what we're seeing this morning is there is a catalyst, specifically with the stock NTLA. And this stock, if I bring up just a short time frame, is starting to break and breach its all-time high. Essentially in all-time high breakout, and actually about 50% towards its close last Friday. Now, this news event is causing a lot of these ETFs to also start to break their relative trading range. If we look on the weekly, we can see sort of the significant swing highs, and these are after large declines back in last year. We can mark those quite easily. And we can see that these trading ranges have been in play for a long period of time. But what's more important, and what I want to essentially bring as this idea of being early, being positioned well inside of changes in the market, recognizing cycles, recognizing events, knowing what are technically strong setups relative to taking some of these breakouts, which may not have the same follow through and ultimately not the same risk to reward parameters, is knowing what defines some of these accumulation and distribution zones in the market. Usually markets go through these cycles all the time where we see strong markup phases. These are going to be the periods where prices exceed previous accumulations that have occurred over time, whether it be weeks, months, or years, sometimes even as short as a couple of days. We see these large distribution events marked by usually parabolic or some sort of buying climax that tends to end quite poorly back to the downside. We get capitulation, usually some sort of large sell-off to essentially remove the supply-demand imbalance that has occurred in this market, returning us back to previous areas of interest in the market where things were more or less stable. And then we set up these trading ranges, these large swing highs and swing lows, and these are often defining new areas of opportunity. Whether the market continues to fall is usually dictated by whether or not these ranges are lost. Now, what we're seeing in something like GNOM is quite simple relative to this trading range. We saw these areas of interest. We even saw a lower end test. The overall trend was down ever since early February of this year. Would that downtrend continue? Ultimately, this structure here says, I am testing the previous swing lows, and so far there is not enough demand lower to facilitate a move higher. So the market is able to move higher using this as a potential spring opportunity or a bounce opportunity. Call it a false breakdown, call it a return back into the trading range after a lack of conviction from sellers, call it whatever you want. These trading ranges are key to allow markets like this to move through periods of balance and periods of value, whether they be accumulation or distribution. Usually that's seen after the fact. But using these structures allow for market participants to recognize that, yes, there may already be this imbalance occurring, and smart money is starting to get back into this potential opportunity. And we've seen that through the period of May with these large run-ups, not really running into a lot of resistance throughout the trading range. And now with this news, we are seeing these breakouts. Now this is where we're coming in to the know of what smart money has been advertising to us from a technical level for a period of weeks. Essentially, there has been some conviction in this trading range to hold and to essentially keep the market price stable while this accumulation potentially has been occurring. And now with the breakout, this is the consequence. Obviously going to provide some opportunity short term. We'll have some intraday opportunity showing up today. But as with everything, learn this structure. Know how markets like to trick, trap, fool, frustrate, and essentially test whether or not something is likely to continue in a direction or if it's going to start to move in the opposite direction. And we've seen this through the period of May with all of our growth sectors. Some have performed better than others. We've seen cloud, another great one that has performed well. But to some degree, the MJ sector, Canadian, or in the case of American, these are actually taking a bit of time to pick up. And then finally, with some of our crypto assets, we've seen the miners start to return back into favor, specifically with some of the analysis we've done on the Bitcoin chart. That potential range is looking very similar. We've yet to see whether it can truly trigger to the upside, get out of this sort of 30K to 42K range. But ultimately, these are short-term opportunities that may lead to long-term sort of changes in trend. And, obviously that is yet to be seen. No one can predict that. We're simply looking for the best risk to reward, the best advertisement of what the market is trying to do, and then taking that to the advantage of risk definition and knowing if the trade is not working in our favor. So with that said, I'm Jarad. This is Engineering the Markets. A lot of good stuff to digest today. We'll talk through some of it a bit more throughout the week as things develop. But ultimately, we have a nice opportunity this morning with the gene editing stocks. And we also have a market that may give us more volatility as we start to potentially breach this expected move and really get out of balance if things really start to perpetuate in either direction. So let's take advantage of that. Let's trade safe. Stay tuned for pre-market prep with Carlos and Norm, I'm assuming. And I'll talk to you all more tomorrow.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had an incredible weekend. Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
Good morning, brother. I'm doing well. Hope you had a great weekend.
I did, man. Had a great weekend, except this humidity here in the East Coast. I'm not sure how it is down in Texas. It was just insane.
Usually miserably humid, yeah.
Oh, it was brutal.
You know, it was like 112, 113 degrees in Vancouver yesterday. It's supposed to be
Oh,
like that again
yes.
today, too. My
Yes,
Lord.
yes. I only know that because I spoke to Andrew over the weekend, and
Yeah.
he wanted to go to the beach, but then he saw how his friends were going. He saw how bad it was. He said, "No way, man." Here it was 90. It was like 95, 90, but it felt so much worse. So hopefully you guys are staying cool. If it's insane where you're located, and welcome to another week of trading, guys. Let's get right into it. Right now, our gappers list, quite a bit of green in the screen this morning. So we'll get to some of these here. A couple of the ones we've been watching over and over again here. We have AVXL has been here for a while. Not it doesn't trade very well, but it's been gapping up and down on our list quite a bit. ALF continues to just crush you here, guys, at $18 now. So we'll definitely get into what's going on there. That's a low float, but man, that thing has been trading slightly better and it's improving quite a bit. AHT Space, yeah, we got a couple of good ones here. AMC, of course, the Bitcoin is up here as well. Just a whole lot going on. Not so much in the red this morning, and some of these don't trade very well. ORPH, this low flow here, man, it's brutal. We've seen Andrew trade this, and it's just messy. All right, guys, let's get into our market post, kind of recap on what is happening this week.
Yeah, man. As far as economic data today, there's really nothing, no data. We do have a Fed speaker at 9 a.m. I don't anticipate that'll be doing much. And then, we'll have some employment news that'll come out later in the week. So, and actually starting on Wednesday with ADP for June. So, and then we'll have non-farm payrolls and such on Friday. Next weekend's a long weekend, holiday. I can't remember if the market closes at 1 on Friday or not. I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it does not, but that doesn't mean it'll be any good to trade. I anticipate, I was actually a little surprised to see the size of the gappers list this morning. A lot of them are some similar stories moving. You got Bitcoin that's moving, a lot of them on the gap up on the 2 to 3%, 4% range. And then the top of our gappers list really is predominantly driven by some drug news and gene editing stuff that Jarad pointed to. So we've got a couple of themes, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're muted, bud.
There we go. Let's dissect this list and see what we have here. So let's start with what's up this morning. NTLA right now. Guys, before we forget, actually hit that thumbs up. Highly appreciate it over on YouTube. We appreciate that very, very much. Also for Jarad engineering the markets as he starts very early every morning at 8 a.m. So big thumbs up for him, and definitely appreciate your support. With that said, NTLA this morning, guys. Oh, okay. Let's get our things here taken care of. Hold on just a sec as we get going on this morning. Got to remember to link this up. Let's go ahead, link this over here so we are good. And we are set there. And I think Norm's risk manager came in the door there, but he probably was a little too early because we haven't started trading yet.
What's that?
I was just saying that your risk manager came in the door there, but it's a
No,
little early.
he's at school, but my house is not haunted. I have a dog that can open doors, and so every once in a while wants to come see me in the office and opens my door to come in, and you can't see her because my chair blocks her.
There we go. Guys, NTLA, it is up 53%, 1.2 million shares traded this morning. They are up nicely. Again, this stock, guys, the issue with this one is the volume. Volume is very light. We'll have to see. Spread right now, very, very nasty, guys. I saw it at 50 cents, a little better now, 30 cents now. We got to be careful with this one. I don't know what the news is.
This goes back to that gene editing drug news. So that's going to be on NTLA, edit, CRSP.
Okay. Yeah. So again, I'm not a fan of the way these stocks look right now. I know it looks great, 53% up, 1.2. I just don't like the way this moving between $1 and $2, just like that. I mean, this is 134 is 138. That's a $4 move, almost a $2.50 candle. So we're not a great liquidity right now. The spread is not great. So it can get better. Let's hope. I'm going to put it on here, but based on its history and the way the daily looks, I don't think so. So we'll put NTLA right on here. CRSP is the other one, Norm, you mentioned. CRS.
Edit and Edit and crisp.
Edit and Chris. So looks like NTLA might be the best one. If we look at Edit, Edit actually a little bit nicer. No, not better spread. Still like 30 cents on the spread there, 40 cents. We'll throw these on here. We'll come back to them. Let's see which one looks the best. I think NTLA, if you're looking to trade this, might be the cleanest one. But again, even then, that's going to be difficult to manage risk on that if it doesn't get any better as far as the spread and the way it's trading. Let's head on down. CCXI this morning, they are down. They are up, 7.3. 221,000 shares traded. If we look in here, the daily, it's okay, not great. They had a big drop about 2 months ago, right there in beginning of May. Looks like huge gap down here or drop, and then gap down again some more. I mean, this stock was trading at $50, now at 12. $10, $14 now. So just insane change in direction here. Maybe they're trying to close this gap. Pre-market doesn't look great right now. Maybe a possible. I do like the fact that they're down quite a bit. Any positive news on something like this can get it going. So we'll have to see how that plays out. BNGO this morning looking good pre-market. Their daily also looking very nice, guys. We have a nice little bottom support action happening at 7. So this seems to be doing well for them. And now they're slamming up against an area of resistance right over here. So if they can get going, this could be nice. We'll see. We'll throw BNGO right on here. They can trade very well. We've seen them in the past trade amazing. They're up 7% with 762,000 shares traded. Here's ALF, guys. Now ALF has been incredible. It wasn't trading very well at the start here. It did get better as it continued to hold some of these highs. It's making new highs. It's holding them. It's not a low flow stock that's coming back down to its normal trading range. So you are getting a good continuation here, which is actually pretty exciting to see. So I'm definitely going to add ALF on our low flow stock this morning. They are up 6.4 with some good volume, 561. So let's see what ALF is doing today. AHT is usually pretty bad. I don't like the way this one trades. So I'm going to keep it off, guys. I hope to find something a little bit better. And as we were talking last week, as we're getting into some summer trading, we got the holidays coming up. We have to be a lot more pickier with our stock selection. So if you're finding trouble finding stocks that are in play, that's okay. That's part of the market environment that we're getting into. PSAC, this one, it is up 5.8, 165,000 shares traded. Pre-market is looking okay, not great. The daily looks all right, looks decent. Maybe a possible. We'll have to see. What's the float on this? 23 million. So it's a little bit on the lower side. I am going to bring it down next to ALF. It's got to get better, though. It's got to get better volume here. So let's remove that there. Heading on down, Space, guys. Space has been really hot. On Friday was incredible to trade. This morning already 3.7. This is definitely in play. This is what you want to see on stocks in the pre-market action and the daily. Up another 4.7 after a big day on Friday. Definitely want to keep this one on deck. They had a great catalyst. If you missed it last week, they're expanding their passengers travel, so something like that, which is obviously great news for them. CCIV, guys, great pre-market action, up 4.4, 328,000. Daily also looks very interesting here as well. Possible breakout towards some of these highs over here, recent highs that we had. We're slamming up against a great area of resistance right now in the pre-market. Let's see if we can get above that, but I do like CCIV's pre-market action right now. We'll throw that on there. 331,000, up 4.6. Yep.
The American, and I got to specify that because the Chinese EV stuff isn't doing so great. I mean, it's not doing anything special this morning, but the American EV stuff, which is CCXI, CCIV, what else we got on here that I've seen? I mean, these have been doing pretty darn good. FSR has been, I know that's going to get a shout out. It's not on gappers this morning, but it's up 1.6.
Yep.
So, these have been doing pretty well lately.
They have. And I remember FSR from last week actually traded very, very nice a couple of times there. So I'll throw FSR here now. We'll look at it in a second. All right, so Space is good, guys. We're good there. DM, what's DM? Well, either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't look good. So we'll skip on that one. Mara, this morning, Bitcoin is slightly up this morning to 3.2. I don't like the volume, though, this morning that I'm seeing on them. So unless they can get going, they're up, and that's great, but I don't see them really in play. What I do like, though, on this nasty consolidation that they're having, because even this consolidation is not as clean, is that you're slamming against this area of resistance. So if you can get going from here, if there's some strength coming into Bitcoin today, that can help But right now, it doesn't look pretty explosive. AMC is on our list, of course. It's just been pretty fun to watch, even if you're not trading them. AMC, 1.8 million shares traded. They're up 2.8 this morning, but we know how explosive this can be. Again, the consolidation continues on AMC, guys. Just, again, it's trying to stay above this, what seems to be 53.40-ish or so. Right on there. We got a couple of days where we dip lower. That's okay. And then the top of this range is pretty much around, what is this? 60? Is that 60 or so? Yeah, about 60.40 or so. So just kind of consolidating right in here, guys. Again, it hasn't been able to break out, but either way, within this range, you're seeing some pretty good days. I mean, this range is almost $7, right? So that's pretty decent. All right, let's take a look at CAN. Did I add AMC? Yes, I did. CAN, no, nothing really happening here. Another one that, no, doesn't trade very well compared to the other two, Mara and Bitcoin. And we're looking down at BBBY, was active last week. Today is not doing a whole lot. Only 100,000 shares traded, up 2.3. JZXN, horrible. Look at this pre-market action. Just every candle overlapping the previous candle. This is really, really bad. So the numbers look great. 2.2 up this morning, 2.4 million. But when you look under the hood and you see this here, this is just nasty. So we'll stay away from that. CLOV, a hit and miss type stock today. They are up 2%, 680. I do like the volume. They can be very explosive at times. We'll put them as a possible to keep a close eye on them. See if we can add them to our main list this morning. All right, so that's our gapping up list today so far. AVXL, did we look at this one? We did not. AVXL, it is up 32%, 732,000 shares traded. Very active pre-market action, I have to say that. Spread is not great, so be very, very careful, guys. This is not a low flow stock, but just be careful with the spread here and the way it's moving. Seems very, very choppy to trade in the pre-market action, so be very mindful of that. Possible, we'll see if that can improve. I do like their move up this morning. I mean, they're up 31%, so worth taking a second look at as things get further down into our pre-market this morning. See what's gapping up down today. XL here, we do have a horrible pre-market action, so this does not look great. We'll skip on this. GTEC is a 3 million shares flow, also pretty bad. We need more volume for, if you're hanging around under 20 million shares, usually what we look for. If we see something 23, 25, we'll consider that too. But under 20 million, you need to have amazing volume and great pre-market action. This is not it. So we'll skip on that. ATOS, I don't know, man. I know some people like this one. I do not. I don't know. I just find it very difficult to trade. So we'll see. Friday, they had a great day, but we had so much other stuff on Friday as well that traded decent. So I don't know. They are down 10%. Their daily continues to crush it here, though, guys. Look at their daily. No red day in sight. Even on their gap down days, they somehow end up green. So they got a couple of gap downs here. Today, they're gapping down again. Are we going to end up green today on ATOS is the question. We'll put it on here as a possible. Not one of my favorites, but we can't deny this thing does have an amazing daily. Pre-market action this morning's okay, is getting better here after 7:30. We're seeing some better candles, wider candles. You don't want to see just this, right? This is not good. As volume is coming in, you're getting better activity in the pre-market, so that's good there. MOXC this morning, they are, what do we have here? Not much volume. They're down 4.7. So not much going on here. I'll skip it for now. CUK, this is a different share class of CCL. This morning, they're down 3.1. Let's take a look at what CCL is doing, though. This one usually trades better. It's going to get better volume. And what I like about CCL this morning, guys, we're hovering over this great area of support right on here, right? So we see support resistance around this 27.41. So that's good. Great volume, 848 for 845 this morning. That's not bad. So we'll keep an eye on CCL today. Let's see if that is going to be in play this morning. ORF is, guys, a lower flow stock at 26. Very difficult to trade. This one here gives a lot of fake outs. And when you get like this breakout pattern and then you get a drop of like 20 cents, 15, 20 cents easily. So I don't like that. This morning, they got horrible pre-market action. They're down 2.7. I'm going to skip on this one, guys. I think we could find something better to trade. Even if our list is smaller than usual, that's okay. What you do not want to start doing is putting crap there, right? Just to fill your list, right? So I usually like to have 6 on my list. But if I cannot get 6, that looks great, especially during this time of the a market environment where things, don't move very well, with volume kind of exiting the market a little bit. You don't want to be forcing things. So don't put stuff that, that looks crappy just to fill a slot, right? Be very, very careful with that. Norm, what do you like this morning?
Got a couple for you. MRIN. It's at the top of the NASDAQ active. Big gap up, heavy volume. Didn't show up on the scanners because the ATR, even when it's taken over $5. But that's definitely in play. And then Boeing may or may not be. It's not bad. It usually doesn't get much volume pre-market. So it's one of those that a lot of times, unless there's some really huge news, that we're not going to see it pop up. One of their planes is going to get delayed certification later than they believe. So it's down a little bit this morning on that. And then going back to the American EV play, FSR, that one has been moving fairly well recently. So I kind of like the daily on that.
Yeah,
Pre-market, not doing a whole lot, but we'll see. I think it's also getting added to some exchanges possibly. So that's what I got.
I like FSR as well. I think these are pretty good. So I added both of these on here. And MRIN is a low flow, right? Sitting at 9.2, looking really good though. I am going to get rid of this one. I think I wrote the ticker wrong, but I know it didn't look great anyway. So let's get rid of it. I think MRIN and ALF both are looking really good. And ALF, man, ALF at 1920, 1960. Wow. This stock was sitting, guys, at $4 last couple of weeks, just tearing it up. So, the catalyst is real on this one. I forgot what it was, but it's real because this thing is holding pretty nice. It's definitely not coming back. So looking really good this morning, very active, about to hit 1 million shares traded, up 15% right now. Beautiful breakout, creating a new high there. So, all right, let's take it to our room. Guys, what do you like this morning? Let's start with our buddy Dan here. Dan, so far on your list, Orf and Meow. Let's see Meow, because I don't like Orf as much.
Meow?
Yeah, Meow. Me.
No, I think he's joking with that.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
Alf eats cats, remember?
Okay. See, he put the dollar sign on it. He put the dollar sign, automatically just go to it. Dan, I'm going to have to put you on timeout for a little bit there with your tickers. We're not going to look at your tickers for like a week. Making me look bad out here on YouTube and in front of members.
You can't do that. He pulled one over on you, dude.
He did. And then he does it right before a meetup that we're going to have in New York. Why would you do that? I'm going to be the laughing stock now when we get there. Unbelievable. Here we go.
Hopefully the whole bar goes, meow.
All right, so Alf is good, guys. Alf looks good. We'll keep that on there. What else we have here, guys? Let's take a look. I lost my spot, so I'll start with, after all these LOLs and emojis, let's see what else we got here. Okay, it's going down. All right, what do we have? Let me see here, guys. Tickers, throw tickers. What do you guys like this morning? All right, Wish, Jason, we'll start with you. All right, so Wish this morning. Here we go. Wish right now. Wish could be explosive. Doesn't look great pre-market, but we've seen Wish not put in a good pre-market action and still trade amazing. You really got to wait for the market open. They push volume around like nobody's business here, guys. 1.2 million and just chopping around. I know this doesn't look great, but the volume is amazing and they can be explosive. I'm going to get rid of some of these levels here because they're overlapping with some highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. We'll see. This daily could be interesting. Just depends on how they want to break out today. NTLA, we do have this one. I thought we had NTLA, didn't we? Yeah, we do. I have it right on here, guys. NTLA. I'm just concerned with this one and how you are going to manage your risk on a stock that can move $2, $3 between candles here on a 5 minute. So be very careful. The spread is a little bit better now. Let's just see how it is a little bit later down the line. I'll look at it before we finalize our list. MU this morning, not doing a whole lot. They're up a little bit here. I like their daily possible breakout. Some of this area here, 82.74. So that could be interesting. But for the most part,
earnings, I think, after the bell on Wednesday. So that's why it's being brought up. I don't know that it's necessarily in play this morning. Semis they kind of got beat down a little bit for a while, but they're bouncing back. So that might help them. We'll see. It might, we'll see, might be sitting here waiting until earnings to really get a move.
I agree 100%. We'll just kind of be on the lookout for that. We know the ticker MU, guys. If it starts hitting our scanners, we can take a look at it. Here is Roku this morning. I love their daily, guys. They're up 1.5. Say it again.
Just been on fire recently.
I know. is incredible, incredible. So I like this one. Pre-market action is pretty quiet right now, and I know you can argue other things look better, but I really like Roku, guys. So I'm gonna put it at least as a possible. It can trade very well. In the last few days, we've seen an amazing trading out of that. BNGO we do have on deck. So sushi, that's good. That's MU Roku. All right. L. What else we have? LI this morning. Let's take a look there at LI today. LI is I like this daily, right? Possible breakout here, and they're up 2% this morning. I find them slightly more difficult to trade than other stocks. So if you do like this one, I think you do have a great technical chart here on the daily. So you might want to keep this one on deck. I'm going to keep it off just because, again, it's not really one of my favorite type trading stocks. So, but if you do like that one, please keep it on deck. It does look good on the daily here. XPEF this morning, we are pretty much quiet right now. Their daily is just kind of winding down to a point here. But again, just no volume on this one. So I do like the daily. An incredible run, guys. Look at this since mid-May. Just insane. So we'll see what happens there. Here's Neo. Neo also kind of consolidating into a point right now as well. We'll have to see. No volume too. You know, you would like Neo above 314 for Neo. It's pretty light. You need that thing around 800 plus, a million shares traded there, but we're not seeing that right now. So pretty quiet on both parts. Oxy this morning. Let's take a look there. Oxy right now, we are pretty quiet. I see what you're looking at though. The daily does look interesting for a possible breakout. We'll have to see at the market open. CLOV, I think we have this one already. Yeah, I like CLOV, guys. 719, hit or miss stock. Right now, it's not doing a whole lot. Just kind of moving sideways after the initial pop this morning. So we'll just kind of have to wait, see how this thing is going to play out today. PLTR, let's see here. No, I'm pretty quiet right now. I don't see anything great on PLTR. Volume is a little bit on the lighter side for them also. mRNA, let's take a look there. mRNA, same thing here, guys. I love the daily on mRNA. I think it's been pretty strong over the last couple of days. I love the daily here. Higher lows definitely on the way here, and you can see the potential of a breakout. We're just hanging out right below this great area of resistance on mRNA. So any little bit sign of strength, this thing can really get going here. I do like that. Pre-market action, a little bit quiet. You know what? This might be worth a possible, just because the daily looks so clean here. If we can get some kind of strength there, that could be okay. All right, we'll stop here. Let's take a look at BBBY. I think this was on our gappers list too, right? Okay, got a nice little pop here. I won't give that too much credit just yet. Let's see where it ends up a little bit later, but it is getting a little bit of a pop there. We'll have to see how that's going to play out. Up 4.4, 131,000. Might be okay. I'm going to put it here so we don't forget to look at it again. All right, over on YouTube, guys, what do you like this morning? AMC, yeah, we have that one on deck already, I believe. Where's AMC? I know I forgot to add it. Oh, no, it's right on here. AMC 1.9, 2.6. Yeah, AMC is good, guys, and we know how explosive that can be. MMAT this morning, they are, where is it, recent IPO? My chart hasn't loaded yet.
No, that's TRCH. It's changed tickers now. It's SPAC's complete.
Oh, okay. TRCH, which can be very, very active. All right, so now they're MMAT. Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
All right, so we'll give this a little bit of time to get settled in, guys. We don't have shares for sure. 1.1 million shares traded on it so far. Yeah, I personally rather see a little bit of more daily on this chart. Let's see how this thing is going to trade with their new ticker here. So it just opened up this morning. Yeah, I'll give it a few days before we start trading it. AMD, did we look at AMD? I know AMD was great. Was it last week or the week before? Yes, the week before and last week they had a couple of days here. AMD, very similar to what Norm said earlier with the semiconductors. They had catalyst with Google. That's why they had this amazing day, and I think this is part of it as well. But for the most part, they're not really in play right now, right? They need to get going here. BBBY, we do have, yeah, they got an initial pop there, but not much going on still. We'll have to wait a little bit. Netflix, not a whole lot going on with Netflix. They had a great gap up last week. And not doing nothing at the moment, so we'll skip on that one. Here's Tesla. I don't think Tesla is really in play, guys. Wow, only 250 shares traded, so not really. Oh wait, that's not Tesla. What the hell? Definitely looking at the wrong thing.
Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. I wonder if people actually trade that thinking it's Tesla here. Let's see here. There we go. Tesla, a little more activity, right? A little more activity. They were down pretty good. They're making their way up towards the green side. So yeah, that's pretty good as far as pre-market action. Yeah, let's take a look at Tesla here. We'll put that on there. AMD, yeah, the daily does look good on AMD, guys. My issue is just the volume is very light right now. I think it can turn out to be a great uh opportunity, but we have to wait for it to hit the scanners. But the daily does look good. But there's so many like that with the daily looks great. Space we do have, guys. This has a great daily, also a very active pre-market activity. So I like that one. Mara Bitcoin.
We've got to cut it, bud. We're running behind. We've got announcements, and we got Cats this morning, and then
today.
Yep.
Yeah, today's Monday, so we do have Dr. Katz. Guys, let's go over to our announcements.
Two things as I get into announcements. Everybody, please hit that like button. We're going to have on YouTube, we're going to have Dr. Katz on here, and then Carlos is going to come back and put levels on these charts, and then we're going to have live trading with Brian and Andrew. That having been said, we did have one question. Why is the watch list split up? The top is when we're going through, we kind of like, these are things that definitely look good to us right now. Then the split, and then the next set is secondary. These things have potential, but for one reason or another, we're a little hesitant. But we're going to keep an eye and see how it gets as we get closer. And then there's another split even further down, and those are for low floats. So,
yeah, very careful with these. Yep.
That is that. And there was one other question I saw that I was going to answer, and I apologize because
was it on YouTube or the chat?
I think it was on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I already answered the Andrew question. So those are two things. Anyway, I'm going to fly through these announcements this morning, guy. Quick weekly rundown: swing trade with Brian, 2:30 Monday afternoons, and then every Monday night. I don't know what you're doing next week since it's the 4th of July, but at least this tonight, every non-holiday week, we have onboarding classes live 8 p.m. and that immediately following that, the technology classes. Then trade reviews with Eamon at noon, Tuesday and Thursday, and success webinars 8 p.m. Tuesday evenings. Wednesday evenings are held for psychology at 8 p.m. usually, and then you've got mentoring Thursday. Andrew at 11 a.m., Thor at 8 p.m., and then our new addition that I haven't found a way to fit in this chart without making it just horribly ugly to see is Jarad. I believe that's at 11 a.m. crypto in the classroom. So anyway, onward and upward. Next. I'm going to need a whole show just for reading the schedule on Monday, starting at some point. We keep adding so much stuff. All right, Eamon. He's going to be talking about lessons to learn from his best and worst trades. That's tomorrow night. Note that it's at 5 p.m. because of his time zone, not normally the usual 8 p.m. For psychology, we've got Mike doing Module 5, Mental Resilience for Trading, Wednesday at 8 p.m. And then next week, Dr. Reed, Wisdom of Mark Douglas. That'll be next week, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade, post it on Twitter, add any commentary you can, and then tag at Bearable Traders at Mike B_BBT and at NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family. Day trading and stock market. We'll announce a winner every afternoon on Twitter and in the room. And we will vote on the team will vote on all the trades of the day over the weekend and pick the trade of the week, which will be announced Monday afternoon. New York City meetup this coming Saturday. So RSVP in the forums, please. And then Andrew is going to be in Lima, Peru Monday. So I know we have a few traders down there, not a huge meetup, but if you're around Lima, Peru, go check the forums and the info on that, Monday, July 5th. If you want to test out the chat room, you haven't been in before, you can use the promo code PREMARKET24. It'll get you 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat, unless there's a holiday. So if you sign up for it tomorrow, you won't get next Monday, so it'll be 4 days. Anyway, that does not auto-renew. You have to actively go pick another membership. After that ends, it just cancels. It also includes the live onboarding classes I talk about. Carlos does every Monday night, and technology as well. Also, you can use the promo code Fireworks40 to get 40% off the annual Elite membership.
All right, excellent. No, we're going to reset the audio.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah,
yep.
So give me 1 sec before we go to Dr. Katz. On YouTube, you will be fine. You will not lose audio, but we will lose it in the chat room here. Just give us 1 second. All right, there we go.
Dr. Katz, how are you,
Yes,
sir?
hello. Good. How are you today?
I am great. I hope you had a nice weekend.
Yes, sir.
I
Very nice.
bet you did. So, and we missed you last week. So, glad you got where you're going safely and everything. But we're going to continue the series we had going on previous to that. You're going to be talking about coping and dealing with pressure. And today you're going to talk about some trading stress management reminders and tips, correct?
That's correct, Norm. I know we've been talking a lot about dealing with pressure and coping with that as part of trading. And so I thought we would kind of end this series talking about a little trading stress management, a couple of tips, a few thoughts that people can start to employ as part of their Mindful Monday and throughout the whole week and throughout your trading. I think the first most important trading stress management tool concerns a more macro, big picture event, which is preparation. There's really no substitute for preparation. If you're not prepared when you're trading, inevitably your anxiety and fear level will go up and your experience of pressure will go up. It's really much easier to prevent stress and thus kind of more the distracting response from this happening in the first place, rather than having to deal with it when it arrives. Basically, there's a saying I always like, which is you really can't outwork a lack of preparation when it's time to perform. If you're not, no matter how hard you work, if you're not really prepared, it's really hard to do a consistently good job. So there's a couple of ways one can prepare. There's knowledge-based preparation, which is basically your, reading news, charts, market data, and information. And then I think there's mental preparation and routine, which is more the kind of mindfulness, mental reminders, those kinds of things. So I think when we talk about preparation and reducing stress, it's important to be knowledgeable about what you're doing trading-wise, as well as mentally prepared as well. Maintenance becomes an important thing. Having tools in your tool belt to manage stress and pressure when it inevitably occurs is very important. Developing coping strategies and techniques are really key. You have to be prepared for damage control. In the best case scenarios, stress has been prevented and you've managed it before it ever arriving. But, bad things are going to happen. Trading mistakes are going to happen. Losing trades are going to happen. And so you really need to develop this kind of mistake ritual, learning from mistakes and kind of finding kind of a teachable moment so that you're ready to do damage control in the moment. Labeling is hugely important in terms of stress management for trading. Reframing stress in a more positive and productive way is important. We talked about this in depth in previous Mindful Mondays regarding this. So it's important to not always look at the stress as negative, but some of that is a positive and an opportunity to learn. Positive self-talk is always important. Really, you want to stay away from this kind of negative, judgmental talk. It's fine to be upset when trades go south or don't go your way or you make a mistake, but it really undermines your sense of self-worth and your self-confidence when you're kind of just putting yourself down and somehow fusing kind of making a trading error with being a lousy person or not being able to trade. So it's really important to stay positive. And in those moments, deep breathing, relaxation, and meditation can be useful stress management tools. Visualization is a helpful one as well. You really want to kind of use, especially after mistakes, visualizing kind of going through the proper strategies, process, discipline, execution, and kind of seeing a positive outcome and just kind of putting yourself through that visualization. Overall, nourishment, fueling yourself, hydrating your body for high and maximum performance is key. Getting enough sleep. It's hard to minimize stress if you're not well, nourished, as well as if you're overly fatigued. That's just going to increase the likelihood of triggering stressful experiences. I think the big thing overall that I want to just really remind everybody is that pressure and stress is really a normal and inherent part of the trading process. And you really need to embrace it and try to manage it. Don't view this as some negative thing. Some of you who have come to trading more recently may never have really experienced this kind of pressure in your previous lives or your jobs. There are some people who have had pressurized jobs, competitive kinds of things, but there are a lot of people who are in trading. It's like this is a totally new and alien experience. So for those folks, don't get freaked on this. This is part of the deal. It's not inherently a problem, but you have to learn how to manage it. And also for those of you who have experienced stress and pressure in previous jobs, the stress and pressure that you experience in trading can be very different. And the kinds of tools that you need to manage this effectively will also be different. So you really have to kind of view this as kind of just part and parcel of what trading is about. Don't get too worried about it. You have to manage it. Don't sweep it under the rug, but embrace it, learn from it, and try to keep it in a manageable zone. So hopefully these tips have been helpful over the last handful of weeks, and you will be managing the stress and pressure in your trading more effectively. That's the hope.
Awesome, Dr. Katz. Much appreciated. Such an important part of trading. So thank you. I hope you have a great week, a great 4th of July, and I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, Norm, you too, and happy 4th of July in advance to everybody out there.
You got it. Take care.
All right, guys. Thank you, Dr. Cassis. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for him this morning. Really, really appreciate his advice there. All right, guys. Let's go into our list this morning. We have our main list, BNGO.
You're gonna have to drink some of my Red Bull so you can fly through this morning.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at 9:10. All right, guys. Let's get to it. BNGO we have on here looking good. Space of dropping nicely. CCIV today, very good pre-market action. I like that one. AMC also very explosive. We got to keep that one on deck. CCL, guys, look at the volume here now picking up. This is what I'm talking about. 1.6 right now, down 2.3. This is very, very good. Any news, guys? This is moving rather well out of nowhere. And it's not transaction being posted because just the way it's dropped is still moving. So I don't think that's what's happening.
Yeah, buddy. They've got news just came out. They've got a $500 million shelf offering, which is essentially a secondary that they're just going to sit on and let it out at a little by little.
All right, we'll see how that's going to move this stock today. It's usually not the best catalyst, but for CCL, it could be a little bit different because it's just so active. BA looks good, guys. Starting to pick up here in volume, so that's nice. I think we got a pretty decent list. Now, our secondary, we got to really fine-tune this here. Tesla looks good, guys. I like the pre-market action going from red to green. We'll keep that one. mRNA, there's so many stocks like this, guys, that have a great daily, that have a potential of a breakout. mRNA looks very good on the daily. We'll keep it for now. If we see something better, we can drop that one off. Roku looks good, but I'm gonna drop Roku off here for today. I think we have just way too many. Wish is just all over the place, guys. I'm concerned it might just be choppy. Hard to take off. Let's see. ATOs this morning. I'm going to remove this one. I know it has a great daily, could have potential, but we just got to be picky here. CLOV is a hit or miss. I do like this drop we're getting here. This thing looks like it wants to go red, but we do not have shares for short, so I'm going to remove it. All right, so we're moving now. FSR, again, has potential. Another one with an amazing daily, guys. Very similar to what we saw on mRNA. Amazing daily for a possible breakout. Got a couple of highs here that we can hit. We'll see. We'll keep it on here. NTLA. I know this looks good. I know it's up 54%. I know that is 1.6. I'm just concerned that this is going to be all over the place with how the spread is and everything. I'm just going to remove it, guys. If you watch it and you see it getting nice, call it out. See something, say something. But for the most part, I'm going to give rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of Crisp here and Edit. Yeah, Edit actually looks not too bad. Not too bad. So let's get rid of CRSP here. We'll get rid of that and we'll keep Edit. Edit actually looks decent. I like the price a little bit better on Edit. We'll have to see how that spread is going to be. Again, all of those three are together and they're trading just a spread, just not good. So we'll keep Edit. The only one we're going to keep on there right now. CCXI is going to remove. I think we have to be picky. So let's get rid of this one. AVXL, interesting. And BBBY. All right, I like this pop here. We're continuing with volume, so we'll keep that one on here. Two low flows right now, MRIN, MRINN, and we also have ALF. Both of them looking really good this morning. All right, I think we had a decent list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, not bad. Let's go to levels here, guys. BNGO this morning, high of the pre-market. We are at 810, so let's throw a level there. 810 this morning, up 6.1, 1 million, looking really, really good there. Look at this one, this 810 level here, pre-market high. Tons of touches on here, so that's pretty good. That's what you want to see right on there at 810. Slightly above that, we are going to have 846. Above that, we do have 882 and also 910. So pretty good levels towards the top there. I do not think you need to add any more. You can add maybe this one here, right over here, 822. You got a couple of touches there. Maybe you add that one. But for the most part, you're looking pretty good. Now, towards the bottom, we do have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days right on here. So that is taking care of you there. But you do have this level here that I also want to mark down. And it's going to be this 782. So if you look at 782 here, throw a level there, you can see the area of just constant back and forth consolidation. A lot of days opening and closing right around that area between the previous day close and that 782. And in the pre-market already this morning, you can see how that 782 has been playing a very interesting part throughout the pre-market since 4 a.m. this morning. So we'll keep that on there. That looks very good. I think we got some pretty decent levels. I do like this breakout here. Hopefully the volume continues to come in here and we can get some pretty good price action in the pre-market. Here's space, guys, just incredible, as high as 61.48. I think that's their all-time high, I believe. Oh no, we're just missing it here. If we look above this, going to be 62.80. So almost got to it this morning. Very active, guys. 4.8 million shares traded after an incredible pop last week with a great catalyst there. So I'm also going to mark down this one right on here, guys. I know it's hard to see, but that's going to be around 60.37. And you can see in the pre-market this morning around that area, you are getting some areas of resistance. That is off the daily here. Going back into that February timeframe. Below that, we do have the highs and lows from the last trading day, and you also have the previous day close. If we were to lose the previous day close and the low of, the high of a Friday, we're going back to the left here, and let's see if we can find a good level within this daily range right over here. I think this one right on here, 53. A lot of touches on here, support, a little bit of resistance here. Once we lost it as support, I think that looks pretty good. 53.02, guys, great level towards the bottom there if we were to drop. So again, an incredible, amazing pop last week. Let's see if we're going to hold this here. Again, we're dropping down a lot now, but we're still up 3.4 on a very strong stock. CCIV here this morning. Love this daily possible breakout, guys. High of the pre-market, sitting at 26.50. We'll throw a level there. Above this, we're going to do 27.35. And then slightly above this, 27.84. So pretty good level towards the top. And then towards the bottom, guys, the last 2 trading days doing an amazing job here with their highs and lows right on there. And the previous day close also a very important level of support, prior resistance as well. So you're pretty much set there for CCIV. AMC, very explosive. And as usual, I don't think you need to add any more levels on here, especially towards the top. You're pretty much covered. We're still stuck within this range. But this range has been pretty nice to trade, guys. We're getting some good, interesting stuff out of that. Towards the bottom, if we lose the previous day close and the low of Friday, we do have 51.16. Great area of support right on here, guys, after we come out of this range that we've been bouncing back and forth from. So that's all I'm going to add there. I don't think you need to add any more. We're stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days and the previous day close. I think AMC looks good there. Here is CCL. Again, CCL getting some action, 1.8 million shares traded. Not the best catalyst, but this stock's been so active that I will not be surprised if it can trade well today. 27.10 is the low of the pre-market, and that is matching up nicely with a great area of support right on here, guys. Just look at the support you're getting there. That is nice. So definitely mark that down there. A lot of touches on that. If we look below that, we look at 26.75. Great area of resistance. Also support outside of the range that we have up here at 27.10. And then slightly below that, if we go to the left here, let's look at some points. Obviously, this is a very clean level there. 24.31. I don't think we'll get there today, but in here, maybe this one. Again, not the best. It is not a 26.75. It is not a 27.10 where we have a lot of touches, but you do have a couple of days here using that as support and resistance, opening and closing around that area. I think that's the best level on this daily towards the bottom there. So 25.98. Here's BA, guys. So BA pre-market actually started to come alive a little bit here. High of the pre-market, pretty much previous day close. I mean, I won't even mark this high of the pre-market. Previous day close has a lot more weight to it. You know, this little line here is, I'm not going to bother with that. Previous day close, what I'm going to keep towards the top. And then towards the bottom, you can mark down the low of the pre-market, 242. 244.40, so we'll throw a level there. And if we were to lose that, you can see how that great area of support that we're having there over the last couple of days. If we were to lose that, some negative news they have today, maybe 241.04 could be a good one, and then all the way down here, obviously 236. So a couple of levels there towards the bottom. We're pretty much covered towards the top, guys. Highs and lows, previous day close are taking care of you there. So that is our main list. I can't see. Well, yeah, TRCH. I think that we were talking about that ticker has been moved to MMAT. So this is the new TRCH ticker. So if you can see that one, this is it right here, right? So again, this is why you only have one day. I'm not gonna put it on my list, guys. I'm gonna wait to see what happens. We also do not have shares for sure. I'd rather see some daily activity. Let's look at it in a week or so, see what's happening there. All right, guys, let's take a look at our moderators lineup. 918 running a little bit behind this morning. As we get the engines fired up this week, let's bring this over here, resize it. All looks good. Excellent. John, he is looking at Roku, NVIDIA, and Baba. Thor is looking at Space, Nike, CCL. Secondary list, AMC and SPY. Peter likes AMD, AMC, Space. Secondary list, CCL, NTLA, and Apple this morning. Dima, she is looking at BNGO. MULI and Apple. Eamon is looking at XPEF, Workhorse, PLTR, mRNA, AMD, and Oxy this morning. Tiffany is looking at Space, CCIV, NTLA, and Tesla as well. Mike this morning likes BA, Baba, and NVIDIA on his list for possible break of high. So looking pretty good there. All right, guys, we are setting up. Andrew and Brian are up next. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as we wait for them to fire their system up and join us this morning. So highly appreciate that, guys, as we get this week started. Remember, volume is going to be a little bit lighter as we go into the summer months, so be careful, be patient. Here is Brian's list. He's looking at Space, MRIN, CCIV, and PLTR. We also have MRIN down here, guys. This low flow is on fire right now, guys. Up 44%, 15 million shares traded. So this thing is cranking for sure, 100% here. So that's looking pretty interesting so far. And we also have ALF, which ALF, again, their daily is just incredible. Been able to manage to maintain some of these pops that it's getting here. Already as high as 13% this morning, even higher. I think it was like a 15 or something, 2.6 in volume right now. So with that said, guys, we are getting ready for Andrew and Brian. So I'll wait for them to come on and we can get going. Remember, guys, tonight we do have our onboarding class at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So for those on YouTube, if you have not joined the onboarding class, if you want to get an idea of what the environment is like, what our chat room is like with the members, definitely join. Pre-market 24 is the code that you can use. And tonight at 8 p.m., we will have an onboarding class with myself, Mike, and Kyle, and John are usually there to answer any questions you might have and go over our overall community. So love to see you there. Love to see you there. And I think we are pretty much set. All right, I see Brian coming on here. All right, very good. Brian, I see you on the chat room. You got to come through vMix. All right. Brian, only I can see you, Brian. All right, Brian is getting set up, and Andrew's coming on. Very good, very good.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Andrew?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Perfect.
This is Andrew from Vancouver at 45 degree, at 110 degree Fahrenheit, guys. Seriously, Vancouver is having a heat wave. Yesterday, I passed out at the beach. Yeah, crazy heat waves. Like never seen like that in Vancouver.
All right, there's Brian. I'm going to switch over, guys. Have a great trading day over on YouTube. Stick around. Andrew and Brian up next.
Perfect. So everyone should be able to see my screen. That's for sure. You might need to change the channel in the chat room. Maybe Carlos, you want to stop the thing in the chat? Oh yeah, perfect. So Brian, if you're saying something, I can't hear you. I can hear you now. Perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
guys,
right.
it is freaking hot here. And my office is on the top floor, so it's and we don't have AC because you don't need it.
That's why, Brian, you're in this white beater.
That's a Lululemon. Come on. It's a classy wife beater.
Yeah, classy. It's expensive white beater. No, Vancouver is just crazy, guys. Even today is going to be the hottest day of the whole, Vancouver history. It's going to really get to 110 Fahrenheit or something.
Yeah, it's insane. I've been here 30 years, of 25 years. It's never been even close to this hot.
Yeah. All right. So PLTR, Brian, you looking at PLTR?
Yeah, I was looking at both PLTR and CCIV, kind of interesting.
Yeah, PLTR is near all the kind of the highs too as well. So definitely.
Yeah, I don't expect they're not really in play like Space or MRIN, but I am going to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. No, just stay here.
You got another trader beside you? There she is.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right. So 27 PLTR might for the break of 27. AMC is doing some stuff. AMC is a little bit jerky because it's getting really stuck in this range. Space is great. It's really popping higher. Break of 5 today. What about CCIV? Yeah, CCIV. MRIN is also interesting.
AMC just took a big dump.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
What I want to do, what's the float on MRIN? Anyone knows that? It's 9
Yeah,
million.
it's 9.2 million.
So it's not that bad.
No.
ALF, MRIN, CCIV, and PLTR. I'm just going to put this one here. So IWM is flat, it was red, it came back, SPY is up a little bit, and Q's is strong.
Qs are up 1/3%.
Yeah. ALF for opening range breakup, potentially it's very interesting. ALF is one of those ones that I really, really like right now. It's let's see how it does for the break of 20. Definitely, it might be a little bit volatile at the open, but if we can get a good opening range breakup on ALF, we might get a really nice later. Maybe we can get a fall at Agile, or maybe a breakout later.
Yeah.
Overall,
people mention BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond.
That's a Wall Street bet, yeah.
Yes, and it's reporting this week on Wednesday. It's up near Friday's high right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of volume on it right now.
Yeah, definitely needs the volume for us.
Yeah. Bingo.
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 Oh, so I'm gonna go look at the ALF. If we get good volume for opening range breakup, I mean, we might pop up at the open and then sells off and then later moves on. So we'll see how it goes. Good morning, YouTube people. For all of you that are staying here, 540 people, thank you so much. I hope everyone had a good Monday. Appreciate the like, guys, and YouTube. If we can get the likes to 500, that would be really nice. If you guys can support us, because that helps the channel as well. Thank you so much. Nice. I love that. Thank you so much, guys.
What's Bitcoin doing this morning? Noticed.
It's 34,000. Really holding
It's
this 30,000.
Yeah. Looked like it put in kind of a double bottom there.
Yeah,
Last
definitely.
week.
I mean, the whole month of March and June is holding around 30,000, so that's good. PLTR. Well, I put PLTR only because of Brian. Actually, I don't know if I really want to trade it. The daily chart looks great.
Yeah.
The daily chart
I'm
looks
more
great.
interested.
Yeah.
I'm more interested to see what it does after things settle down, and not really. I don't think it's going to be an opening play at all.
Yeah, PLTR and I are really going to go a long way back. It's just...
Yeah. It's kind of sometimes trades pretty erratically at the open.
Yeah. AOW is garbage.
All right, we got 30 seconds.
Yeah, so I think for opening play, the only thing that I really like is ALF that is holding the VWAP. AMC, if it comes above the VWAP, possible breakout. CCIV is also good for opening range breakout.
Yeah, I'm going to focus on ELF, MRIN, and space. And CCIV, I'm kind of PLTR watching. Same with Zim.
Perfect. So the market is open. Let's see what ALF is doing. AMC. Space is very, very, very below the
It's not
VWAP.
doing
Definitely
much.
long. Yeah, PLTR. You've got a really nice volume, Brian.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, I got long some MRIN.
I'm getting long some ALF too. That's 2025.
Oh yeah, there goes ALF.
Let's see if you can go toward 29.
Going to selling some MRIN. 65.
Yeah, long ALF guys.
Oh yeah, there goes ALF too.
21, 21, 25. It might go higher. I might add a little bit back on it. So let's see this pullback. This is really strong. Yeah, I'm holding 2,000 shares still. Let's see if we can get a little bit more.
Okay, MRN dropped below my entry. I'm out. Rest of it.
ALF is gonna go up, I think. Yeah. There you go. So I've sold some. There you go. I sold some toward 22. Yeah. So yeah, perfect. Hey. Nice.
There. Yeah.
Handcuffs. Here's handcuffs. Did anyone took ALF, guys? The island?
I'm long ALF too.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So, I mean, I just jumped in a little bit too early, but I saw the squeeze coming back up. And the 21 would have been a really, really nice long add on it. For actually, the 1 minute opening range breakup happened at 21 to 22.40, but I just saw that jump in, and now it's just dropping. Let's see what it does. yeah, this drop is probably gonna just continue. I don't think this is gonna go back up. Let's see. There's a big. Let's get the third one. Yeah, so on one and done, guys. So just yeah, $4,400 on ALF. That was pretty good. CCIV, yeah, CCIV, really nice 1 minute opinion range breakup.
Yeah.
Red pattern beyond not. MRIN is collapsing. AMC, not much volume on AMC. Yeah, so essentially, Kenneth, what you're asking is a correct, very good question. I mean, 1 minute opinion range breakup really happened at 2120, but I saw that it sold off, came up. I jumped in a little bit too early, just a little bit of a FOMO trade. So let me, yeah, I'm all out on it. So I got a FOMO trade. Usually this doesn't work if you're gonna jump in too early, but I could easily add on 21 here for the next pop up. So. This is essentially a trade that I did that I don't have any trade book on it, so unfortunately. But at least CCIV is the perfect opening range breakup. So 1 minute opening range breakup. Sold up. I just didn't see it. That's a perfect one. Came above the VWAP. Perfect entry. Not a lot of things distance from the VWAP from 2630 all the way up to 2675. Qs are still strong. Space sold off. AMC might go red for a day. It's just the jerky. Yeah, so Vintua, I don't know. I didn't watch the price action on CCIV. It might have been. But the pattern when I'm looking at it actually turned out to be really nice. What about YouTube people? How did you do, guys? YouTube people. Aura. We are 394 likes. Can you get 6 more likes to get to 400, please?
I got long some Emrin just because it's bounced off the VWAP there. So I got long at the VWAP.
Nice.
See if it can get above the 9 moving average is there now.
Nice, perfect. Yeah, so Brian is doing MRIN. It's some sort of, it could be a fallen angel. So a strong stock that dropped. Bouncing back. I would hold on it, I personally, because I'm a little bit afraid of these low price stocks.
Gonna sell some here.
Beyond.
Sold some at 42. So I'll out of the rest. I'm not sure it's going to do anything. Alpha's coming back up.
Yeah, Alpha's coming back up. And then we have shares for short on Alpha? Seriously? 600 shares?
600 shares.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to trade again. The only position that I have is TNA and TQQ. And I had a really solid day, 4,400. I took only 2,000 shares, I think, on ALF, and it's great. I mean, it's a very volatile stock. You don't need a 10,000 share position on it. So just holding this. AMD.
Still going. Emron's going again.
MRN, yeah, you're still long. Nice long on it. Yeah. Really nice. Yeah. Peter is doing some stuff with AMD. Nice AMD. Really nice 1 minute pain range breakout. Really nice breakout. It looks like AMD really is moving up toward 90. Semiconductors are really strong. MRIN is really, really solid, Brian.
It seems to be. It's you just got to break
Might
through
go
this.
For the breakout today.
560 level here.
Yeah, it's some sort of a high pre-market.
This is a pre-market sort of level here. Here we go. Here we go.
Beauty. It might go to 610. Yeah.
Selling some here.
Very nice, Brian.
Ooh,
Very nice.
here we go. Here we
Ooh,
go.
look at that. 582. Yeah. Damn. If I was not done with my day, I would have definitely jumped in there.
Sold
Anyone
some
in
at
there with MRIN?
577.
With Brian? Very nice. Nice.
Nice, guys.
Very nice. Yeah, very. Yeah, I was done with my day, and this is a lower price stock. I mean, it's not a very low flow; it's 10 million shares. So I'm just a little bit hesitant to trade these lower price stocks, especially if I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate today to make any trade, so that's why it's just that.
I think it's going through 6, guys.
Yeah, 582 likely. Yeah, 582 might be a good place to add for the break of 582. Yeah, damn it. Really nice. 6. What is it? There was a level here. Yeah, I think this 582 was a level that we broke out. And then the next one is possibly 6, I would say. Yeah. I don't have much levels here.
Yeah.
Cruise and airlines are selling off, like American Airlines. What's up to 2%? Yeah, that was a nice sell-off on airlines. Lines, yeah, 4% down. Space for a reversal. Did a V reversal here. Thinking of maybe a space gives us some sort of a double bottom reversals. What about ALF? What's that one up to? It's consolidating.
Kind of just kind of doing it's kind of going into a pennant. So
yeah,
it's just a question of which direction it's going to break here.
AMC is coming back up slowly, creeping up, so to speak.
Yeah, I think Alpha is going to break higher. Here we go.
MRIN is going to go up too.
Yeah.
MRIN, Brian is doing a consolidation.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's going to break lower. It's still holding at 9 moving average. Yeah, it's going to break lower probably on ELF. Unless it can hold the 9 here.
Yeah, ELF, there was this technical damage, as so to speak, this collapse right at the minute number 3. This is a sign for me that I'm not sure if I wanted to take it to the long again. It might sell off a little bit and do some sort of fallen angel again, but I don't want to take it to the long at this stage yet. Let's see if the volume stays. MRIN, yeah, excellent morning. It was a really good morning run. MRIN was nice. Not bad for end of June.
SPY selling off.
AMC might coming up. AMC might go for the breakout high of the day. AMC could be a long at 55, 28 to 40 to go towards the 56. Doesn't have much of a volume these days, AMC, but yeah, it looks a little bit choppy, AMC. I mean, I might stay away from AMC unless the volume just pick up on it.
Wow. Energy stocks are taking a bit of a hit this morning.
What is all that?
I don't know, but it's the XLE is down 2.5%.
QQQQ is strong. Just selling a little bit of Qs here. TQQ. I'm selling some
this
of my
is
TQQ.
Watching MRNN. Here we go. MRIN.
Might go for. I think MRIN might go for break of high. So it looks like I just. Yeah, I don't want to touch it though. I want to be one and done. Today is the day that I want to be one and done.
Space
AMC.
actually went red on the day. It's amazing.
Yeah. Opened really weak space. See if MRIN wants to go to 6.
Yeah. See, this is it here. It's got to push here.
Yeah, now it's gonna go to
This high.
6. I think it's strong. Yeah, I saw it begin. I think it's gonna go. But should we be in there or no? AMC, did it popped up? Ah, damn it! I knew AMC. I knew it, Brian. I knew it. AMC is gonna go.
CCIV is coming back up.
Knew it. AMC is gonna go up. If it breaks out this range, you might go to 58. I knew it. Did anyone took AMC? Nice, Butter. Nice. I knew it. Nice. Very nice, guys. Nice, Hamza. What about YouTube people, guys? Did anyone took that? No, gee, I'm sorry. Space, yeah. MRIN couldn't go.
No, I just got it out of the rest of it. Yeah, when it stalled there. Yeah, that's when I thought, okay, it's not going to go.
AMC. Why am I not in AMC?
Yeah, I'm long CCIV now because it's looks like it's breaking out.
I'll be back in a second.
Well, CCIV is working now. It looks like there's a big ask here at 27. Waiting here at 27 for CCIV.
Brian, look at AMC. Can you believe that?
AMC.
CCIV also
Boy.
breakout. That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm still in it. I've got I sold some at 94, 95, 26.95. I'm still waiting at 27. There's a fairly big ask at 27.
Jarad, are you in AMC? You must be on AMC. The Thor is also in AMC. Very nice. Yeah, AMC was nice.
Squeeze people. Space is down at S3.
Space. What about?
Come on, get there. There we go. We had a 27 print.
PLTR.
Yeah, CCIV.
Oh, CCIV. Oh yeah, CCIV is also really nice. Very nice. CCIV traded better than all of them.
We had a nice did a nice little pullback at the open. Space is going to maybe bounce here. I was quite. I mean, I wasn't surprised to see Space up in the pre-market like $3, but I was surprised it sold off.
Yeah. One potential support level on it could be 53.16. So remove all of them. 53 definitely could be a potential support on it. AMC is to the moon. Yeah, AMC is strong.
AMC's still in play, eh?
Yeah, so just look at the volume picked up. The reason that I didn't take that trade was I really didn't like the volume. So, I mean, I saw the pattern that came above the VWAP for potential breakout. So it would be essentially a 5-minute open range breakout. But the reason that I didn't take it was just because the volumes were so small, and I kind of didn't like the volume. This is the volume that you usually expect for AMC, 1 million per minute. And then that's how it came in play. It is. It looks like it's a short squeeze. So anyone who's short down there is going to get a stock.
Mm-hmm.
AMC goes to 58. Definitely, it might go even to 60. The way that it's squeezing on a daily chart, it's just going up, and that's an amazing opportunity. Hopefully, tomorrow is going to be in play too. If AMC continues to be strong, it could be a 920 trade, buying at a pullback. So it definitely looks like it wants to go test the 59, the 2 days ago high. Apple hit the scanner, Neo hit the scanner for turbo breakup. Oh yeah, Neo. The EV sector are strong.
Yeah. That's why I think CCIV is strong.
Yeah, just look at Apple. Apple hit the scanner.
Mm-hmm. XPEV, Lee, Neo, they're all hitting the scanner. Wow. So AVXL was a really nice Rising Devil trade.
Apple is going to go to 135. Huge ask on it. Yeah, very nice.
Didn't like the spread on it when I looked at it this morning.
Which one?
AVXL. It was gapping down, but it was trading above the VWAP for a while. Definitely looks weak still.
Wish up to. Yeah, Wish also picked up the volume. Really nice. How come Wish wasn't in our watch list?
All the meme stocks.
Yeah, I don't know why Wish didn't hit the scanner. I think I have to work with this scanner too. Hit should have been hitting our scanner, the turbo breakup, because he had the really volume, the breakup of the day. I gotta work on that. Yeah, it was a really, really nice breakup of Wish too. I like the volume on it too. Very nice. Really nice trading day. Really, really nice. So many good opportunities. How's people on YouTube, guys? Are you enjoying the show? Can you give us a little bit of like to 450 maybe if you enjoy
still it? Still long CCIV. Just still hoping to get that pop. A nice move through 27.
27, yeah. Is there any big ask for 27?
Yeah, there was. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Let's get a move now.
It's a little bit jerky, the price action on it.
When 27 seems to be a bit of a challenge to get through here. Just tempting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna sell a bit more here. 26.95.
Nice trade, Hamza. Really nice trade.
There we go. That's the pop
Very
we're
well.
looking for here. Let's sell some more here at 13. 27.11 filled.
Neo is strong. Apple strong. What about Tesla? What's Tesla up to? 1%, 680.
Nice, Miles. You got a nice short on space there.
Yeah, really nice CCIV.
All right, well, let's see where CCIV is going to go now. What do we got? Level at 27.88.
Yeah, so the next one I have is 2736, a high of back in June 9th, and then all the way up to 28. I don't know if I want to continue to 28 or not, but possibly 2736 is
Yeah.
going to go up. So it did the pop that you were expecting. What about AMC? AMC is
Yeah.
pulling back. I don't know. Would it be a 920 trade? No.
Alf would have been a good short. I don't have any shares, unfortunately. CCIV. It did stall out at 27.30, which is about where we expected it to stall out there. Um, PLTR is coming up here. AMC is back at the 9 moving average, bounced off it. I don't know if anybody took that trade. That would have been a decent level to trade from. thinking about getting out of CCIV because it's just not that 2730 looks like resistance. We're a half hour into the day. Just got long some Zim on. It's maybe more of a swing trade. AMC is going to lose it. Maybe it comes down to the VWAP and the 20 moving average. It just happens to be Friday's high, which is right where the VWAP is now. So it could be a good place for a bounce off AMC. FSR. Someone else, I think one of our traders emailed me, said she'd been in that. I think that was FSR. Is that Fisker? No, I don't think it was that one. But anyway, I don't know. It just going to depend on how it trades the rest of the day. On a daily basis, it is kind of breaking out here. If it can hold, yeah, if it can stay green on the day, yeah. Elf's starting to warm up again here. Okay, so yeah, all out of CCIV. Still long some Zim. Yeah, I see Elf's trying to break back up again here. Nice, yeah, nice trade on. Not sure what that's Tesla. 768, or is it? Oh, that's Nvidia. Nice, nice. So we're watching AMC still. Didn't quite get down to that. Didn't quite get down to the VWAP there. Would have been a better entry for it. Yeah, Nvidia is on a tear. Nothing I'm seeing is making me want to jump into anything right now. Space could be bottoming here. I'm still in this ZIM trade. It looks really good. Edit really sold off. Yeah, I don't know. To me, space looks. It's really trying to hold on to this S3, but it looks like it's going to lose it here. It's either going to lose it or it's going to bounce here. It's right at tipping point. CCIV is coming back up again. Taking another run at that high of day. Now, space looks like it might squeeze here. Still got that 9 moving average that it's banging its head against, but might just pop up here. Now AMC is pulling back again. Just long some space just to see if we can get through the 9. Here we go, 54, selling some. Yeah, I think, well, it's hard to say. Yeah, I'm just long some space here. See if we can get up to the 20 moving average, which is it's actually up near sort of 54.70. I'm going to sell some more here, 54.06, just in case it still can't get through the 9 here. Back near my entry, I'm out of the rest of it. Okay, well, I got that pop anyway. Yeah, it looks like Elf's there's a big ask at fairly big ask at 20. Not huge. Looks like it's going there. Here we go. Oh, nice squeeze on Elf. Right back to the VWAP. Yeah, space looks like it does want to try to squeeze people here. Our Wish. His Wish is, I haven't been watching Wish. Too much stuff to watch this morning. There's goes CCIV is growing again, eh? It just keeps pushing higher. It's going to break out here, I think. Here we go. Here goes CCIVs through 30, 27.30. PLTR is moving too here, guys. So just taking a look at that one. PLTR is right back at the high of day now. AMC squeezing back up. Space finally did break here, breaking to the downside. Yeah. SPY's trending up, definitely. Yeah, the SPY or Q's trending up, I should say. SPY put in a higher low here on a 5-minute chart. So CCIV and PLTR still look like they strong. Still holding some ZIM. I took half off it through a 48 at the VWAP. See what it does if it holds here. Ooh, a little bit of a false breakdown on the space there. Perry. Wow, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been incredible. Up $32 today. AMC still selling. Watch the 9 moving average on space. If it can get through that, it's probably going to pop higher. CCIV took a dump after couldn't keep going. Just watching it. I might take a long at the VWAP here, small size. On CCIV. It's taking a long on CCIV at 88. See if we can get a bounce off it from here. Just looking to see if we can get back through 27. Space is going to squeeze people, I think. I'll stop out on CCIV if we start to drop down to 80. We should bounce here. If we don't, then it's probably going to go lower. So keeping a tight stop on it. Sold half here at 97, 95 filled, I should say. All right, so the rest of it I'll just stop out flat around 26.85 if it goes back there. Otherwise, I'm looking for a move at least through 27. Yeah, look at the space. I kind of knew it was going to squeeze people there. I knew it. I'm out at CCIV. I'm really not liking the time and sales on this. It's not looking like I'd like to see a little more aggressive price action to get us back up through that 9, but it's not happening. So um, it still may go, but I'm just not feeling it. So that was an okay trade. Space really squeezed back up. That was yeah. Jarad mentioned markets out to get people. Look at that, how it did that false breakdown. It lost that S3 level, and then it just snapped right back above it. I always find these false breakdowns are actually just almost as good a pattern as a double bottom. They're almost as predictable. Well, a false breakdown, if you look at space on a 2-minute chart, it really was holding this S3 level, the Camarillo level, 53.36-ish. And then it lost it. It broke down below it on one 2-minute candle. And on the next 2-minute candle, it snapped right back up. So what happened there was on that break of 53.36, you hit, the market makers hit a lot of stops because you knew people were sitting, if they were long, they were sitting right on that, right around that level. And you can see the volume spiked as soon as it dropped through that level. So what happened was a lot of people got their stops hit, and the market makers snapped up their shares, and then they just pushed it higher. Yeah. See, and this is the thing, this is the thing about these pay for order flow brokers. The zero commission. So if you're a Robinhood trader and you set a stop, a hard stop, that order goes to Citadel or whoever, and so their computers know exactly where everybody's stop is. So all they have to do is manipulate the market a bit, pull some bids or whatever, and they know they know your order is. They're going to trigger the stops, and then they're going to push this price back up. Yeah, CCIV. I'm not really loving the price action on it right now. Space looks like it wants to squeeze higher. Maybe try to get through the VWAP here. PLTR still looking pretty spicy. Zim, I'm still in. It came back up, made a higher low. Yeah, there goes CCIV now. I think it's just going to stay kind of strong all day. ELF is selling off here. Twitter's having a red day after a lot of green price action last week. Oh shoot, Viacom. I got an alert on that one too. Dagnammit. Yeah, Viacom. I was looking at it on the weekend for a swing. It looked like it was. Yeah, I kind of flagged it as one that was breaking out. Etsy's making a new high. Plugs breaking out here too. PLTR, I'm long. All right. Yeah, space was like I said, I woke up early, looked at it. It was up $3. I was kind of figuring it was going to be in play all day. It's really not much to get excited about here. AMC is going to move up here again. Let's take a look at Perry here. Sorry, I was going to look at that earlier. Hmm. Not a lot of volume. There's not a lot of, there's just no time and no order flow, no time in sales. Um, like it's hardly trading at all right now. The market today's high was what? Kind of broke down from 2168. High was 2184. Yeah, the only thing that concerns me about that is just not there's just no order flow. Miran is sort of coming back up a bit here. Yeah, it's just it just seems to be kind of stuck here right now. There goes your AMC, Jared. It's popping through 57. PLTR is still strong here. Just a nice move. It's probably going to be strong all day here. Oh, Vicom almost got to 40. Got through 46. Nice move. Apple popping up on the scanner. It's through 135. Good day. It's a good day for tech. AMC is right at high of day here. Anyone in that one? I didn't. I'm not playing it. Yeah, the pot stocks are doing good today here. Doing well. Just looking at Twitter here. Twitter looks like it's put in a double bottom. It's trying to get above the 9 moving average. Let's try to take a bit of a long here on Twitter and see if get some move here on it. Space is starting to break down again here. Same with ELF. AMC couldn't get to a new high here. Still long Twitter. It looks like it's at the very least it's consolidating here. Neo. I haven't got Neo up here. Let's do Neo. Yeah, could be. Yeah, this is a time of day too for a 920 trade. If it can pull back to sort of that 48 level, that's probably an area it'll bounce from. I'll try taking a bit of an entry here. Actually, at 48.03, 48.04 filled. See if we can get a bounce off the 20 here. There isn't a whole lot of runway on this one, unfortunately. 48.20. Just long. I'm still long here, but see if it can hold. If it bounces here. Yeah, I'm getting out of it. I don't like the way it's. It might come down to the VWAP. Twitter trade's still working here. So I'm going to sell some Twitter here at 67.65. That's right at the 20 moving average. Yeah, Neo's maybe going to bounce here. The only thing I didn't like about that trade, like the 20 wasn't really very far away from the 9 on that trade, so it really didn't have a lot of reward. Usually you take a half off at the 9 moving average and then, other half near high of day. It still looks like it might bounce here on Neo. Yeah, Neo really blasted off. All of these XPEV, Lee, they all were killing it today. Viacom, look at Viacom go. Did anyone get in that on a pullback? All right. Well, I'm out of the rest of Twitter. Break even on the rest. It's coming back down here. No follow through. SPY is selling off a little bit here. Qs seem a little bit toppy. Huh. Nike. Well, uh, oof. Twitter had more downside apparently. $67.25 is Friday's low. Should bounce there. All right. Yeah. Wow. Look at look at mRNA. MRN. Did that get halted? Yeah. Got into a halt. Where did that come from? Yeah. Well, it's got 9 million shares, which isn't a tiny float, but it is. That is considered to be a lower float stock for sure. Skills keeps popping up here. The buying brigade is coming in there. Viacom's still going. Got some calls on Viacom here. Just don't want to be left out of this move. NVIDIA is going to go through 800. I know it's going to go through 800 this week. Maybe today. If not today, it'll probably be tomorrow. So MRIN is open, pulling back a bit. Wow, the spy just took a dive here. What's going on with that? Apple just took a bit of a dive. Is there some news? I'd watch for this or for the cues to maybe pop back up here. Huh. Interesting. Well, Perry's really taking off here, eh? Again, I really don't like the order flow is not great on it, but nice move on, nice catch on that one.
PG, Procter and Gamble will take Nerdy leak in the U.S. That's PG on the Dow